podcast. We are having three outstanding speakers from different countries. The first speaker is Professor Dr. Marina Karapetayn from Russia, followed by Dr.Drs. Djuwari M.Hum from Indonesia, and Professor Dr. Rania Lampou from Greece. They will present insightful topics based on the demand them, followed by a discussion or Q&A session after each presentations. So, without any further ado, let's move into our first speaker, Professor Dr. Marina Karapetayn.
Okay. Thank you very much, and my sincere greetings to all the participants. Thank you for having me here today with you. I'm really delighted to see all people interested in today's webinar, international webinar, and my thanks to organizers, to all the colleagues, students, and I really appreciate your enthusiasm and involvement into this event. Thank you very much. Okay, and I hope the moderator, you assist me with my presentation.
Yes, Professor.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much. And, all right, and the topic of my presentation today will be a little broader than the influence only on the writing skills of the AI-powered tools in learning and teaching languages. So, and let me start off by saying and a little more about the AI in general. So it has captured the world's imagination, generating countless headlines and causing heated debates about the benefits and threats of the upcoming, AI, artificial intelligence. So the discussions are live among all people working in many spheres around the world, and particularly among educators. What impact will AI have on how our learners, our students gain knowledge and develop skills? Will teachers be ultimately replaced by technology? It's also a very just interesting topic among educators. Among this. Okay, sorry, but okay, the presentation, yes? Okay. I can't hear.
Excuse me, Professor.
Okay.
Yes. Before we proceed the presentation,
okay, thank you very
allow
much.
me to briefly to read your curriculum vitae first.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Professor. Professor?
Yes. Do you hear? Well, can everyone hear well?
Yes, Professor.
Okay. So, language learning and sorry.
Okay. Let me read first.
Okay.
Professor Dr. Marina Karapetayn is an associate professor of linguistics and teaching English methodology at Moscow Synergy University, holding a PhD in German, philology, and a TESOL certificate. She specializes in language acquisition, teaching methodologies, and practical language instruction. Her research covers literature, linguistics, and English language teaching, with notable publication on Julian Bourne's works, Rhythm in Literature, and Corpora in Language Teaching. She has also contributed as a translator for the dictionary of the American place names 2022. With her extensive expertise, Professor Karapetayn continues to advance the field of linguistics and language education. Before Q&A session, I would like to inform you that this session will last for 30 minutes, and the Q&A session will be open in the last session after the presentation is done. So, Professor Karapetayn, The time is yours.
Okay. Thank you very much. Again, okay. Thank you very much. So how many just minutes is it supposed to be? Sorry?
40 minutes for presentation,
Okay.
15 minutes for
40 minutes.
question.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. So as I have mentioned already that my presentation will be focused not only on this writing the influence of AI, but more just in a much broader perspective, like AI in English learning, teaching, preparing for the future, and how AI enhances language learning. As I have already said that, well, the discussions are really heated and live among all people working in almost all spheres around the world, because it has revolutionized all the spheres in our society. But, well, particularly we are more concerned about this influence on education. What impact will AI have on how our students gain knowledge and develop skills? Or will teachers ultimately be replaced by technology? It's all are just up-to-date issues which many educators, students are concerned about. Language learning and teaching in particular presents multiple opportunities for integration of AI-powered technologies. However, realizing the potential potential requires motivation and skill from learners, students, and many other involved into the process. It's clear that there are both barriers and advantages and risks which need to be explored, and our voices need to be heard about this. So I would like to mention here that we can hear more positive, mostly evaluations about the AI, but there are also some risks involved, as I have mentioned. And in my later presentation, I will consider some of the problems or challenges involved. Okay, and as for teachers, according to survey by British Council, most of teachers are already utilizing different AI-powered tools, and the number of them is about 76%. Well, I don't have data about students, and maybe I will ask you to write in the chat, or comments, how are you utilizing, or what apps are you utilizing in your just learning process? Or you may just say, yes, I'm utilizing AI, or I'm a little bit maybe conservative about using. Okay, speaking about why to use AI for learning, we will let's have a look at personalized learning experience, because most of AI tailored tools, they are based on individual progress and identifying strengths, weaknesses to provide customized learning paths. Yes, you all know, for example, Duolingo platform. It adjusts lessons quite well based on answers, individual answers of the learners, and ensuring learners to stay in challenge and at the same time not overwhelmed. At the same time, it can even offer you some competitive edge in learning the language. Okay, and instant feedback and corrections. It's also many of the AI tools can give you. That they can correct or give you corrections immediately. For example, correct grammar, pronunciation, spelling, allowing learners to improve in real time. You know all probably that Grammarly provides instant grammar style suggestions as you use or as you type in your essays or emails into this tool. The next is interactive and engaging content. AI can provide you with gamified learning experiences, well, very interactive exercises, and simulations that keep you motivated and engaged. My examples would be, and we will look at in more detail at Duolingo and Memrise. They are game-like, they contain game-like quizzes, leaderboards, and rewards to encourage constant and consistent learning. As for the access to a vast amount of resources, it's also true because some of the AI powered tools can give you access to an extensive database of articles, ideas, exercises suited to your skill level and interest. Of course, I'm sure that you all know, and it is the most popular probably, ChatGPT, which can give you general reading comprehension exercises based on any topic the user is interested in. Well, and now let's move, please, to the next slide. Okay, here is a pie chart, and if we look at the makeup of it, we can see that the most widely used, of course, 30% and 25%, more than half, they are comprised by AI-powered language apps like Duolingo, and Memrise I have mentioned, and smart assistants like Alexa, Google Assistant, and Elsa, which we also will be talking today about. Okay, and now let's move on to the next slide. Okay, here I'm going just to give you a little bit more information about AI-powered language tools like chatbots and virtual tutors, ChatGPT, Duolingo, and some other. Okay. So AI-driven chatbots and tutors stimulate conversations, we all know. They provide exercises and very adaptive to the student space. Well, ChatGPT can engage users in role-playing exercises, even such you can practice even like a job interview, for example. Well, speech recognition tools like Google Assistant, Elsa Speak. Elsa stands, by the way, it stands for English Language Speech Assistant. It can evaluate your pronunciation, fluency, and offer real-time feedback on your accent, and even based on the survey before, when you just log in and when you start your course with Elsa Speak, it offers you some needs analysis and offers you plan summary, what you are needed, according to you. And you can even choose your preferred accent you want to learn. It might be American English, British, Australian, and even the speaker's voice, which you prefer to be taught in. So the next is about, some tools helping you, assisting with grammar and writing. They are Grammarly and Quillbot. So Grammarly highlights some unclear, phrasing and suggests alternative wording or paraphrasing for clarity in your writing. That's it. So we'll also look further at Quillbot. I will analyze some of the suggestions. And speaking about AI-powered translators, I'm sure that many of you are utilizing them in your studies, in your everyday life, probably. AI-powered translators enhance the efficiency, accuracy, and accessibility of translation. Well, translators can process large volumes of text quickly, delivering translation in almost or near real time. It's quite unprecedented quite of just transformation, I would say. Well, I would say that many of my colleagues, I used to work as a translators, they are really worried about losing their jobs, as translators, because these tools are becoming more sophisticated and sophisticated with almost every day. They are cost effective because AI translation tools reduce the need for human translators, as I've said. They can lower the costs associated with translation services, and they improved accuracy with context understanding. Such models like ChatGPT-based system are increasingly able to understand the context. If before they were not so good at handling some idioms, maybe some pun or things like that, they are improving the quality of translation. They can handle already nuances and idiomatic expressions better than earlier machine translation systems. These translation systems can continuously improve by learning from data. They refine their translations by analyzing feedback, which helps to reduce errors and adapt to evolving language uses. Moreover, they are easily integrated into tools and platforms, increasingly into various applications like web browser, mobile apps, social media platforms, very user-friendly. Okay, and can we move to the next, probably? Yes, I have covered this. Okay. Moderator, please.
Next slide, please.
Okay, the next, please. Okay, Duolingo. Yes, this app, a language app. It is the most and widely used, as you see, over 500 million downloads worldwide. And features some I have already mentioned. By the way, I'm using it in myself to learn Indonesian, to learn Bahasa. Yes, in my everyday life. Adaptive learning algorithm that personalize lessons based on the learner's progress. I have mentioned, you may look through here. It uses gamification to keep learners engaged. What is the benefits? That it offers lessons in over 30 languages. And it's also very handy, because sometimes, I understand that English is a lingua franca nowadays, but there are some people who are interested in some other languages, not so maybe widely spread, and you can find here lessons in over 30 languages, okay? It's very beneficial for beginners and casual learners who are looking for fun, bite-sized language learning experiences. There are two versions. Also, you might use it for free, but there is also a paid version, and it offers a premium subscription for your studying. Okay, that's about Duolingo. Let's move to the next. I suppose it is Memrise, okay? Let's Memrise, yes. It is a very popular, it's also a very popular language learning platform that uses spaced repetition and mnemonic techniques to help users learn new languages, to improve their vocabulary. Like Duolingo, and over 50 million users globally. The features based almost with the same features like with Duolingo, but look at the benefits. It offers a fun, immersive learning environment, incorporating real-life videos and native speaker pronunciation here. And it's very good for vocabulary building, listening comprehension, those who are interested in accent and pronunciation. There is also a language app like Anki. It is also good for building up your vocabulary. Memrise focuses on efficient and effective memorization, but it incorporates in more interactive, like I said, engaging elements, okay, like videos, audios, and gamified features. Okay, thank you. Now let's move on to the next, my slide. Please, okay, this is about Quillbot. Quillbot, it is a very useful tool. And you see, it might be used for writing, for paraphrasing, grammar checking, summarizing, and plagiarism checker. Though I just tested for plagiarism checker, I just was really confused. It didn't like check it maybe objectively, I would say. Okay, so about Quillbot, speaking about paraphrasing, you can input text and it will paraphrase it in different ways, helping to avoid plagiarism or improve clarity or style. Here I've tried some of the bits of the language to show you. For example, fair bit older. It is a very conversational phrase taken from the video, and the video was about like people exploring some pubs in England on this St. Patrick's Day, and they say fair bit old. Okay, then if you put it into this paraphrasing, can use, for example, ask it to paraphrase for more standard, academic, or formal. Here's the version for standard. Okay, a little bit older. For academic, significantly older indeed. You see, the register has changed. Formal, fairly advanced in age. Yes, it's a fair bit older. It's mostly like standard one also. Yes, it's a fair bit older. Also, in this, you know, probably all that nowadays, this phrase like there's thousands of them, but this story is about just 4. I draw your attention to this grammar. There is thousand, there's. Well, it is considered ungrammatical. Yes, but nowadays it's widely used and in more not only like conversational English, but in more formal context as well. Well, I just put it in Quillbot to check grammar, and the answer was that this explanation was, of course, that the correct grammar should be there are thousands, because the agreement, the subject verb in plural. But it has been explained that in conversational English, it is, especially when it is not stressed, you might use this construction. There's thousands of them. Okay, so that's why grammar checking, Quillbot checks for grammatical errors and suggests improvements to make writing your writing clearer, more polished. It can also, you see, can summarize the text, summarize long pieces of content into shorter, more digestible summaries. It can also suggest enhancement to enhance alternative words to improve vocabulary, make the writing more sophisticated or varied. It is also maybe integrated with other platforms and works alongside tools like Google Docs, Microsoft Word for more seamless writing, editing. Well, that's why I recommend it using. It also has like a free and paid version. Free version, there is a kind of limit for the volume of text. If I'm not mistaken, it's about 125 words, but you can, break it into smaller bits, for example, and use it while writing or while studying English. Okay, Thank you. Let's move to my next, please, slide. It is about speaking skills with AI. Well, about speaking skills, and as I've mentioned several, mostly I would like to just comment maybe on Elsa Speak. Well, you know, I suppose about Google pronunciation tool. Yes, and ELSA, as I've said, stands for English Language Speech Assistant. It is a mobile app designed to help learners improve English pronunciation, speaking, and listening skills. Well, here you can see the benefits. Moreover, it can give you feedback on tone, fluency, and accuracy. Personalized feedback. Yes, I have mentioned already before, just taking a course, you will be given a kind of survey. What is your mother tongue? What spheres are you interested in, like education, science? There is a long list of these categories of English you might use, you might just be interested in. And then it gives you, okay, your plan summary, what you need to improve. Okay, so variety of exercises. It offers a wide range of practice exercises from individual sounds to full sentences and conversations. And this variety helps keep the learning experience dynamic, ensures you are practicing in a real life context. As for what's important, by the way, I would say that in most of them nowadays, before they lack probably this feedback, but feedback is the most valuable or invaluable thing of learning teaching process, because teachers, why teachers are, well, needed so far, because we can give you feedback on your performance, yes, or almost real-time or near real-time feedback, what you need, what areas you need to level up. Okay, this is, and here you also, in ELSA, you receive immediate feedback on your speech, which is crucial for correcting mistakes, learning more efficiently. And you can practice as much as you want and receive constant updates on your progress. And there are this progress tracking also. It tracks your progress over, well, how much you have improved. And this can be motivating and give you a sense of achievement as you just work towards your goals in speaking. Okay, thank you. And now let's move on to the next. My slide, please. It's about enhancing writing skills. I think that you write a lot, and I have mentioned already Grammarly and Quillbot, but there is one more very interesting educational platform, Unusa. Unusa is an educational platform that provides engaging, high-quality news and non-fiction articles for students. Here you can find a great variety of resources from the news. It is designed to support reading comprehension, critical thinking, personalized learning, and writing. And it is also adapting to your reading, to students' reading levels. Each article is available at multiple reading levels, from elementary to just advanced, and it can be used by, college students, university students, and that is, you can read the same content at a level that suits your comprehension skills. The wide range of topics, articles cover current events, science, social studies, they just all spheres. So, like in the news, content is sourced from reputable publications like National Geographic. But at the same time, I would say that you should be, of course, critically minded. You should just don't take it for granted, everything you read. Okay, then it contains also embedded assessment and quizzes. Articles come with quizzes and writing prompts to test your comprehension. And teachers can also use it and can track students' progress through these assessments, through writing. And it is customized and customized assignments. Teachers can assign articles based on students' needs and integrates seamlessly with platforms like Google Classroom. It is about New Zealand. Okay, so probably for enhancing writing skills, there is also Microsoft Words Editor, which suggests corrections for grammar, style, and can generate use generated writing prompts. It can provide customized writing exercises to develop creativity, composition skills as well. And this Microsoft Words Editor is a comprehensive tool, used for just editing, also formatting text documents. It also includes a variety of features to enhance productivity, improve writing experience. Probably they are common in many tools like spell checking, grammar checking. Microsoft automatically checks for spelling and grammatical errors you type and highlights mistakes, suggests corrections. There is also Thesaurus. The editor suggests synonyms or alternatives for words to help improve the clarity and sophistication of the style of writing. It offers a free web-based version, Word for the Web. It has the title, Word for the Web, and it has many core features. You can access it through your web browser with Microsoft account, or it is if your university has the education license. If you are a student or educator, you might be eligible for free access to Microsoft Office app, including Word, through Microsoft Education Program. You can check it with your university, probably with your college or university. It's a great opportunity for improving your writing skills and, comprehension. Okay, now please, can we move to the next slide? Okay, listening and reading. Okay, what is here? AI general audio summaries and transcripts I have mentioned. Interactive reading with instant definition and explanations, highlights difficult words. Okay, it's about converts. There are such apps which can convert text into speech. I have used it, and can summarize long articles like Quillbot we have looked at, which can summarize your articles and offer you shorter versions, making the content more digestible. Interactive reading with instant definition. I think this Microsoft has it, and Google has such apps. AI highlights difficult words while you're reading, provides explanations, making it easier to understand complex text. And personalized content recommendations suggest articles, audiobooks, and video based on learner interest and skill levels. Okay, and let's have a look at the next. I think it's about challenges and solution. As I have mentioned, there is a kind of bias probably in dispute, in conversation, on all heated discussions about AI, that mostly we are focusing on the benefits and just positive things. But I think that we can, or there are challenges as well. There are some drawbacks. And by the way, I would like to refer to a well-known educator, ex-professor of Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Noam Chomsky. Probably you know this renowned professor. He's very skeptical about the use of different, in particular ChatGPT. He calls it like legalized plagiarism. Well, and that it kills creativity, but it's according to him. Okay, as for potential challenges, well, that over-reliance on AI, of course, it's not right that you would be 100% dependent on these AI technologies. You see, you should balance it with human interaction, such as practicing with native speakers and in classroom discussions. I think you understand, because this like face-to-face communication cannot be replaced by just talking or discussing with AI, well, chatbots or robots. Okay, what else? That technology breaks down, including wrong answers given by AI. It's also possible that the answer would be not accurate. Then limited capabilities and learners fear due to a lack of clarity about personal data, how it will be used, or losing this natural learning environment, which has a classroom discussions. I think it's very important. The next is accuracy of our suggestions. I have mentioned this. You should cross-check with credible sources and probably consult teachers or language experts when in doubt. Yes, also, I can warn you that you should be very critical about the answers and suggestions. Yeah, okay. Privacy concern, as I mentioned, about your personal data. That's why use trusted AI platform with strong data security policies, ensuring personal information is protected. What else? What other concerns? I think it's mostly from the academics. Well, when it might be used for plagiarizing and cheating. That concerns have emerged recently. That is, and well, what to do here? I think that education is facing the great also changes, because we need, teachers globally, we need to reconsider these methods of assessments and evaluating students' performance. Okay, so overall, however, these challenges of AI use are underreported, perhaps because of the tendency, as I've said, to focus on positive findings rather than problems. Okay, so that's why, but still, speaking about the surveys conducted by the British Council about the potential risks, most respondents disagreed when asked whether by 2035 AI could teach English without a teacher, or whether automated translation would make learning languages unnecessary. You see, that's it. Most of the respondents were skeptical about this, but still the question of assessment, as I've said, presents quite a threat and opportunity. Concerns around cheating with AI could lead to the creation of new innovative assessment tasks. I think it's high time educators created such tasks or such formats of assessing students. Okay, and now please, can we move to my next slide. It is about future of AI in language learning. Okay, let's dwell upon this in more detail. For just personalized learning, they already offer these personalized tracks or educational routes. Well, we have already just been, we have discussed already that most of these AI-driven gadgets or platforms, so to say, they have this personalized tracking learning. But AI can assess a learner's current proficiency and create a customized learning path tailored to their strengths and weaknesses, even more, I would say. For example, AI-powered apps can offer adaptive quizzes, suggest vocabulary, and grammar exercises based on individual difficulties and progress. And it can also analyze learning patterns and recommend targeted activities, more targeted, I would say, activities, helping students focus on areas where they need improvement. And future AI tutors might even adjust lesson plans dynamically based on real-time speech analysis. So almost like you communicate or you are interacting with your tutor or teacher who can give you like real-time analysis. The same probably will be in future. AI-powered writing assistants, like Grammarly could become more advanced, offering nuanced suggestions, not just for grammar, but for style, tone, vocabulary, could help learners develop writing skills by providing immediate, context-specific feedback again on your essays, emails, or creative writing. Could also suggest improvements of coherence, clarity, and structure of the text. Speaking about the feedback and assessment, AI could provide instant feedback, as I've said, on your performance in various areas of learning, including speaking, listening, reading, and writing, all of these skills. Okay. By the way, teachers can also use AI-driven insights to identify common areas of difficulty among their students, helping them provide more effective instructions. Gamification also could power language learning and make it more adapted to the learner's level, turning learning into a fun and engaging experience. And games could include vocabulary challenges, like most of them already are being used, like grammar, puzzles, speaking tasks that are personalized for each student. It's more like, you see, the focus again on personalization and ability level. Then learners could track progress with them. Cultural context and idiom. It's also interesting. AI is becoming more sophisticated and it can help learners to understand the cultural context, which is the most challenging, I would say, well, with language learning and teaching, behind certain phrases and idioms or slang by analyzing context and providing detailed explanations. Could teach not just grammar, but also how English varies across regions, cultures, dialects, and so on. Then it is also about immersive learning, which is important. Today, I've been watching the presentation about your campus and laboratories. I watched that you have these laboratories like with immersive yes, learning. That's why augmented reality or virtual experiences powered by AI will create immersive environment where learners can practice English in virtual settings. For example, like simulated classroom. Well, probably like at the airport or at the conference. And these approaches could enhance comprehension and speaking skills by providing, well, situational context for language use and also yes, AI could act as a guided assistant in this. What else about enhance accessibility? Accessibility. AI can break down barriers for learners with disabilities, such as offering speech-to-text capabilities for students with hearing impairments, for example, or language processing tools for students with dyslexia. AI-powered language apps can also work in offline modes, making English learning accessible even in areas with limited internet access. Okay, and about continuous learning and integration, these tools can be integrated into daily life, helping learners practice English passively throughout their day. For instance, like smart devices like virtual assistants, you know, all of them, there are lots of them, can provide vocabulary reminders for you, language lessons, or even answer questions in English to reinforce learning. All
Excuse me,
language.
Prof. Karapetayn.
You
have 5 minutes left for your presentation.
Okay, I'm on time almost. Let's look at thank you, dear moderator. Let's move to the conclusion, please. My slide, the last one.
Yes, Prof.
Okay, yes, and I'm just like be ready. Okay. What about the conclusion? So AI makes learning English more accessible, engaging, effective by providing real-time feedback. I've been talking much about personalized recommendations, interactive experiences, and whatnot. But the best results come from combining, of course, AI tools with traditional learning. It's more about finding the right balance between this AI, not to rely on the use only AI tools in your learning, such as reading. Don't forget about reading books, traditional books, engaging in conversation with your peer students, with your teachers, professors, and writing essays. As AI technology continues to evolve, learners should explore new innovations to enhance their language skills and adapt to future advancements. And we are, of course, need to, and that's great that you have organized such a cutting-edge webinar on this very burning issue of today's world. Thank you very much. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Professor Karapetayn, for your outstanding insight. Ladies and gentlemen, let's now have Q&A session. For anyone who has questions, please use raise hand feature on Zoom to ask directly to the speaker, or type your question in chat box and I will deliver it to the speaker.
Yeah, please, you're welcome. Welcome.
It seems that we've got questions from our participants. Mr. Arya Suta, the screen is yours.
Okay, thank you. So thank you for moderator giving me opportunity to give question. And
Okay. Sorry, I don't hear.
Okay, sorry, is my voice clear?
No, I haven't heard the question. Sorry, please. Could you repeat? There's been a disruption, maybe.
Oh, yes. So just let's go to the point. My question is, I like your presentation. It's about AI and it is giving a good positive vibes for English education, especially. But because I am from English education too, most of my friends use AI to copy and paste their assignment. They are not using AI to find like the point of the assignment, but they just copy and paste it.
Yeah.
So do you have any suggestion
Solutions.
to make them
Okay.
yes, the
Thank you
solution.
very much.
Yes.
You know, it's a
Okay.
great problem, a great challenge for all of us. And as I have said, as I see it, that educators and teachers should rethink the materials for assessment, and we should give something else to check that, you know, your creativity or your performance. I understand you. Yeah, because they try to find these shortcuts, you know, and I'm sure that not all of course, maybe the majority of the students like you, but there are few who are motivated and who want, of course, to do their own, like to find their own answers to be more creative. But the way is, of course, with academics and like teachers to come up with new something like different methods and types of assessing you or giving you some tasks which can be done without, or at least you should use it for just helping you, for assisting, not like copying and pasting. This is of course, my just perspective of this, how I see it. Okay. Thank you for the question anyway. Okay. Farooq?
Let's move to the next question. We got Mr. Farooq.
Okay. Yes.
Mr. Farooq, the time is yours.
I don't hear. Sorry, I can't hear, Farooq. The microphone is, okay, muted. Okay.
Am I audible now?
No, yes, now I hear.
Thank you thank you, moderator, for giving me time and floor. First of all, I will thank the committee of webinar for this very good webinar on AI, whether it is threat or opportunity. And thank you, Professor Marina Karapetayn, for this very good and interesting
My pleasure.
presentation on AI. Thank you. Hope you will guide us in the future as well regarding such topics and webinars. My question is that there is a lot of use of AI nowadays especially in the academic world. When someone has to write something, an article or a book, he first of all uses his topics in AI. He finds the data on AI. He finds a lot of literature on and that. Then he accordingly prepares his article or book. And his book, when someone reads that book, he gets a lot of insights that it is from he has used a lot of content from internet, from these chatbots. So when I am myself a writer, I have been since 2002 2 years back. I had asked the same question: I can write an article so that they get published. Nowadays, my articles get published in various newspapers of my country. Thanks for guiding me at that time also. Now I am also this time asking a little question that how can I write articles or a book in a way that seem more human, that seem more like which have been written by my own rather than this much use of AI or some other chat GPT. Yeah, I think I want to reduce the dependence on AI. I don't want to be more reliant, more over reliant or dependent on AI. I want to maintain my own individuality, maintain my own writing side, maintain my own human side in writing. How can I, instead of just copying or pasting, we have to use AI, but I don't want to directly copy and paste things in my
I
article.
see. Farouk, yeah, that's a great and question. Thank you very much. Yes, it's a really a difficult question. At the same time, it's really like an interesting one. It's good that you are thinking about that. Well, nowadays probably it's difficult to find something really authentic and creative. What I would like only to recommend you reducing this, use it only for just like a prompt. Use it like a prompt to develop your own ideas, your thinking. Try to take some part of a text, for example, generated, and write what you think about. Write down your thoughts about this passive ideas, thoughts. That's it. It's about, and of course, if you are speaking about academic writing, then of course, to avoid plagiarizing and something, you need to just make references. You need to refer to the authors, or, of course, who has what has already been done, what has already been researched in this sphere, and of course, adding your own analysis of this. Yeah, that's great. You are thinking about. I think you are really just. Really thought-provoking and asking questions. Thank you very much. Not many of my students in Russia ask such questions, how to be more like original, okay, in their paper writing. I wish you all the best and try to be more creative. Try to express your own thoughts. And I think you will you will be successful in that. Thank you very much.
Okay, is that clear, Mr. Farouk? Okay, and the last question is from our participant, Mr. Miko Purnomo. For Mr. Miko, the screen is yours.
Thank you so much, moderator. Good morning, Professor. Good morning, everyone here. My name is Miko. I'm a lecturer in Department of Mathematics in Universitas Timor or Timor University in East Nusa Tenggara Province. Firstly, I'm sorry if my English is not really good. I'm not graduate from English department. I'm from Mathematics department. As an educator in the university, of course, I think all the people here is support to using AI nowadays because it make the learning be more quick, more fast, right, to getting the goal, something like that. But my question is, when is the best time, the good time for us as an educator, allow our students to using AI? So they will not depend, they will not addict to only using AI. So their creativity will be low, will be reduced, something like that. So they still can using their brain power to learn, to getting their goal, especially in science learning.
Okay.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you, Miko. Thank you very much. Yeah, I see your point. You're interested that you are more concerned that it can. Well, I would say that not early, definitely not at an early. I would be against using it, for example, at school probably, but maybe beginning. And teachers also, by the way, we teachers need to be trained in this sphere because it is completely new. I mean, this is AI. Yes, it has just rushed into our lives, and we just grabbed at it. But teachers also need to be trained at how to use it. Now, at what age? I think there's not much evidence and research, by the way. Well, I definitely, my opinion, that not at an early age, definitely. But I would say, of course, we can't stop it, right? But I would give some like proportioned. For example, I will teach when you start at the university teaching, for example, academic writing. I will give you some and explain how to use, not over relying, but with some points only. Use it like this or showcasing how to use. Use a quotation, use something like, and of course, coming up with your own ideas, you see, with your own, especially in science, in science, there's not about much wording. I mean, not about using too much language, verbal. It's more about exact knowledge, formulas, right? Something like this. Yes. Yeah. Okay. That's it. But it is open to discussion, Thank you very much for a thought-provoking question. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor. Okay, Mr. Miko, we hope that answer your question.
That's right. Yes. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we end this session, I would like to say thank you so much from my deepest heart to Professor Dr. Marina Karapetayn for spending time to attend this webinar. And for that, we would like to give you an award in the form of certificate of appreciation for being our speaker today. And the certificate of appreciation will be presented by Professor Dr. Insinyur Ahmad Yazidi, Master of Engineering. For the first with honor, we would like to invite Prof. Karapetayn and Prof. Yazidi to the main screen.
Okay. Thank you very much for your enlightenment. And I invite you to come to our campus in Surabaya, Indonesia someday. Thank you very much.
With great pleasure, Professor. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Is it okay, moderator?
Yes, Prof. Thank you so much. Well, moving on the next session, we have Dr.Drs Djuwari M.Hum as our second speaker.
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, I can.
Silakan Pak Djuwari.
Yeah, thank you, Prof.
Okay, please note, Dr.Drs Djuwari M.Hum is a distinguished academic and researcher at Universitas Nahdlatul Ulama Surabaya, or Unusa. He holds a PhD in education and has extensive expertise in educational research, pedagogical theories, curriculum development, and educational technology. Throughout his career, he has held various leadership roles, including head of the language laboratory, vice rector for student affairs, and coordinator of the research center division. Currently, he serves as the president of the International Association of Scholarly Publishers, Editors, and Reviewers, or IASPER, and vice president of the Asian Community of educators and researchers, or CARE, specializing in English for specific purposes, ESP, and academic writing. Dr. Djuwari has published extensively on education-related topics. His commitment to innovative teaching methods and digital learning integration has made significant contributions to the advancement of education. Well, actually, there are still many amazing experiences and activities from our speaker. However, to catch this schedule, let me invite Dr. Djuwari to the main screen. And yes, to get engaged with our speaker, let him greet him first. Morning, Dr.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. I would like to start to share my, yes. Okay, so I hope you can see my PowerPoint. Yes. Okay. So this is the topics, and then artificial intelligence for scholarly or academic writing, threats or opportunities. I'm really very interested in this topic because not only in our country, Indonesia, Asian or Asia, even around the world, people, especially students, teachers, researchers, are busy for writing their product of their research. And therefore, this topic is really not only interesting, but also challenging, and in relation to the topic of the words, threats or opportunity. Yeah. And you know that in AI in academic writing is growing rapidly. In my experience, yeah, since 2022, yeah, especially in my country, it was only introduced in the internet about the news, the coming of the AI in the world here, and especially in education. In that time, even I didn't yet use AI for teaching because I couldn't get any. And then at the end of 2022, I wrote an article in the Philippines newspaper, yeah, with the title of whether it is a threat or promising, whether it is promising or even, worrying about the existence of AI in education. In that article is also as one of this introduction as the background of the problem is that most people were trying to discuss that, mostly thinking AI will be more dangerous. Yeah. And then after the early 2023, I got especially what is called ChatGPT. Yeah, the early 2023, it's about 2 years ago. But actually, AI is not only ChatGPT and it's the assistants. Even Google Translates also AI. And then also we have got already the Turnitin. This is also AI. But because of ChatGPT, in the end of the 2022 and the early 2023, people were quite shocked at that time, and also worrying about the future of education. In fact, when I tried first yeah, especially in asking the question. And then I got some of, a kind of promising usage of AI, not always worrying. So like ChatGPT, Grammarly, and Quillquotes, and also they were also mentioned by our previous speaker, are also widely used today, even since years ago. Yeah, I think more than 5 years ago, for example, Quillquote, or even more than 10 years ago, like Google Translate. And therefore, it was really the condition of between worrying and promising. As an educator or a teacher of language teaching in the world of the academic atmosphere, I myself did not see that this is dangerous. The problem is that how we have to use it, how we have to make it efficient, how we have to make it beneficial rather than thinking about something that is worrying. So the key question is that, is AI now a threat or an opportunity? This is very interesting because this can remind me when I was thinking about the AI assistant, but it was not yet, I could not find yet at that time. And in terms of now the rise of AI in academic writing, there is an evolution of AI-powered writing tools. Audience everywhere, writing is not always now induced by what we call it chatbot or ChatGPT. Few years ago, I also had already used, we call it a Quillbot, and also even Google Translate, and also rights issue, and so on and so forth. That was also introduced or mentioned by my friends in the previous speaker. So the evolution of AI-powered writings here, it has been a few years ago, but the more powerful one so far around the world is the ChatGPT, and therefore it is a kind of something, jumping from very typical conventional usage of writing into very, very magnificent and even very interesting and exciting use of the ChatGPT. Now, example of ChatGPT, for example, Grammarly, Rightful, Elicit, and some that have been used by, has been introduced by our first speaker, for example. If you look at the illustrations in this case, I also use, AI. So my illustration in this PowerPoint, I said to the AI that now I'm as a teacher being wondering and also worried about the existence of AI. Can you please, for example, draw my thought today about the situation in the classroom that I'm now teaching writing to the students and having using the ChatGPT for writing, but also I'm feeling very confused how to teach the student in order they are not trapped by the ChatGPT. And this is the illustration. So if you look at the illustration of my point, it is actually the result of my thought that I was writing in the ChatGPT. So I asked ChatGPT, please ChatGPT, now imagine that I'm in the classroom teaching my student of writing using ChatGPT. But at the same time, I also worried how I make the student not always trapped by using ChatGPT, for example, just copy paste as mentioned by the questioner, and so on and so forth. And this is the result. In my opinion, when a long time ago, before we got that kind of this AI, I couldn't make, design the PowerPoint talking about my worry, my being worried, and my being interested in ChatGPT in the classroom like this. Yeah. So this is the example of, my thought that I put in AI. The result is like this. So this is Djuwari is teaching in the classroom. I told the AI, and Djuwari is actually also interested in teaching using AI, but at the same way, Djuwari is also worried about the students of just making a copy paste and so on. And this is the example. The next time, in the next picture, I also give the example of how to make to reduce or to elevate my being worried. So that is, in this case, AI is promising and even interesting and even enjoyable in my life. It seemed like my good friend in my room. Yeah, so I can talk, I can discuss, I can, express my problem, especially the problem dealing with the teaching and learning and the way how to improve my students' skill of writing. So in this case, then AI enhances writing efficiency and accuracy. So this is the rise of AI today. And the next one, yeah, opportunities. Yes, AI in academic writing. Yeah, enhancing productivity. Yes, AI automates tedious tasks. Designing PowerPoint without AI, yeah, might take a long time. Yeah, usually I did before using this about even hours, even one day when I couldn't get the idea. And then I told the, I use Gamma. This is gamma.com. Yeah, gamma.com. Okay, gamma.com. Please design about my idea of the opportunities of AI in academic writing, and show me that actually not all of the students are worried, not all of the teachers are worried, but they are happy using that. And this is the picture. Yeah, this is the picture. Oh, thank you then. So enhancing productivity, AI automates tedious tasks. Now, suppose if I draw by myself to design the PowerPoint, and this kind of drawing or picture, then maybe it takes one day. So enjoyable. So very interesting. Yeah, this is for the writing and also the illustration of the writing. And the next one, improving language quality. Wow, I was also wondered when Professor Karapetayn introduced some of the sentences. This is standard, this is academic, and this is formal. That is also good. Yeah. Now imagine if we, for example, give the example of the student in the classroom by our own language to produce, then it takes longer. But by using AI, then it is simply very quickly to produce that kind of the example of the improving the quality of the language, which one is standard, which one is formal, and which one is more advanced or academically, especially for scholarly or academic writing that we have to publish in academic or scientific journal. So this is the example of the illustration especially for this slide of opportunity in AI in academic writing. Yeah. So supporting research efficiency, all-powered literature review. Oh, this is very, very wonderful. Yeah. I can do a research, especially from especially from the introduction and then methodology and also the literature review here, only 2 hours for one research. Of course, it will take longer, especially when we do especially the data, to collect the data, for example. So we have to get an interview using design of the interview using Google Form, for example. Then after that, we have to distribute, so waiting for that. But by the time we have collected of the data that from the interview, for example, I can do it in only 30 minutes or even few seconds. Yeah, this is very interesting. So this can also help efficiency, especially for research. So I can also make even one day 10 research proposal. Yeah, the problem is only doing especially for analyzing the data, because we have to collect the data from our survey, for example, interviews, or for the analysis of the statistic and so on. But by the time again and again the data are collected, then we can process, analyze using the AI, just a few seconds finish. Yeah, mind you, this is very interesting. So a long time ago I was worried, but today I'm not worried. Yeah, but my being worried can also be solved. After this, I'll give you the the tactics here. So that's it. And bridging knowledge gap to AI. Yeah, helps early career researchers. Yeah, audience and everywhere. Sometimes I forget my, especially knowledge, and also related to the information that is about linguistics or education and so forth. And then I would like to trace from the beginning into the end and even into the present. I asked the AI, please, can you give me the description and the explanation from the beginning of this certain blah, 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 a certain discipline of science, and the development orderly until today. And then directly, it is already arranged by the AI, and I could follow my way of thinking using my own knowledge based on my field of science of applied linguistics and language teaching and education and so on. So this is bridging the knowledge gap. AI helps early career researchers especially. So don't worry if you, for example, do not have any notes. Yeah, a long time ago when we were studying, we were also requested by our teacher to make a notes, but it is not today. It is not worrying about that. Yeah. Yes. And the next one is the next one. Sorry. Yeah. The next one is about this one. Yeah. Ethical, academic, integrity concern. This is the most, important in our habits, in our activities, especially in relation to education. Plagiarism and AI-generated content. Now, I believe people always said that students always copy-paste. No. In my classroom, I always give the students the theory first. I never give directly the process of doing anything using AI. First, I teach the student the theory. So the theory about writing. So how to paraphrase? Yeah, there are some paraphrase, for example, yeah, using synonym, using changing the construction passive to active, and also using the construction of, and so on and so on. Theoretically, I give the student in the classroom in that way, and the example manually. After that, then I give the demonstration of using AI like Quillport, for example. This is AI, how to, paraphrase. I give the text and I copy paste in the Quillport, and the result I show to the student. And then I ask the student, Quillport already paraphrased our text. So what is the differences? What is the difference between the original text and the paraphrase text done by Quillport? Number question is that. Underline, then what kind of paraphrasing is it? Oh, this is the paraphrasing of synonym. Okay, good. And what is the the next paraphrase here? What kind of it of paraphrasing then? And then, oh, this is about how by changing the construction and so on and so on and so forth. So never introduce the student directly using AI in writing. This is please introduce them theoretically using our applied linguistics theory or language education. Otherwise, they do not know the process, how the AI can produce that kind of best result, for example. And this is also dangerous. I always tell many times in the seminars that never introduce the student directly using AI, but rather give them the theory according to or based on the linguistics theories. Otherwise, you will make them go into danger, or we jeopardize them the same in the classroom. And we do not teach them, we do not educate them, but we make them jeopardize. Now, loss of critical thinking skill. Yes, this is no worry. So don't worry about this, because theory is important. So loss of critical thinking skill, yes, if you choose just introduce directly and they do not know how to produce in that way. The problem is that especially those writers, those students maybe who are not from the language department, maybe introduced directly using AI, and this will be very dangerous. But I'm lucky because I'm teaching in the English department, so my students also will not just copy paste, but I give them the theory of how to write, for example, paragraph, how to write an essay, how to write an introduction. I give them the theory first. That is not worrying about losing the critical thinking skill by our student. Bias and misinformation in AI-generated text here. Ladies and gentlemen, and all audience in this forum. In AI, I also give how to make it a human language. And it was also asked by our dear participant, Mr. Faruk Ahmad, and then how to not to make the student just copy paste, for example. there is also another AI that to make it more even 100% human language. Then the next question may be, sir, if you ask the student using AI to make it human language, then 100% human language, it means that it is still the product of the AI. Yes. But I have another way. I have another way also using Google Translate. For example, by doing this, Google Translate, of course, the students are forced to read and understand the contents. So, for example, English to Indonesian, and then I have to change the layout of the Google Translate from Indonesian to English, but to copy paste the result of the Indonesian into the left side of the Indonesian into English. And I asked them to revise the Indonesian on the left side directly, then changing into more human language in the translation result of the Google Translate. So this is also another way. Yeah. And the teachers also should be, well first with this, so that if our student here doing the assignment using AI, we can also check whether it is AI or not. And I demonstrated to the student in the classroom. Now suppose, I know this is one of the assignment done by a certain group. At that time, I did not write the name of the groups and the name of the member of the group. Now let me check using this AI generated. What do you think? 100% AI generated. And they laugh. They laugh together. Oh yes, sir, I did it. Yes, be honest. Yeah. And then I asked them to make a human language by using their own language, like Google Translate, and also the AI of checking the AI generated. And the next one is that threat to AI as a threat to originality and creativity. Yeah. You know that I asked the AI, hello AI, can you make or draw an illustration that today I'm in the classroom. I see my students busy writing their research, but they are still creative in the classroom, and therefore I'm happy to see them in the classroom because they are creative, and they also write that they are also writing their writing originally. And this is the product of my way of thinking, meaning that this is the students. I imagine they are my students, and they are happy, they are creative in the classroom. And so it is interesting. AI generated context lacks deep reasoning. Yes, in some cases, but in other cases, there are even more than us. Yeah. I also always thanks to very much to AI. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Always like that. But in other cases also, I also, protest to the AI. This is not good. This is not real. This is not appropriate what I am thinking. And then AI is also, honest. Yes. If you are still not confident or do not trust with me, please check your purpose using the website already. Yeah. So the AI gave me some of the website addresses, and meaning that AI are honest. So in my opinion, AI is good, yeah, even better than human being. They are honest, yeah. AI are honest, yeah. So no, this is wrong. AI not appropriate with what I'm thinking. Yes, I'm sorry, but if you want to shut more, please. This is the some of the addresses of website, and I try to browse some addresses of website that are given by the AI. So this is interesting. So AI as a threat to originality, yes, but we have to be confident by asking the AI or protesting, and then you will be given the way. Yeah, and at the end we are creative, so don't worry. So risk of over reliance on AI for writing, yes. I don't trust AI 100%, but I still believe AI in some cases are better than me. Efficiency and also accuracy. Yeah. And that AI may just now. So don't teach by giving them directly the AI in the classroom, but teach them the theory of writing if it is about writing. I teach the academic writing to the students. I give the theory first. So how to write a paragraph, how to write introduction, how to write the conclusion. There are some of the rhetorical verses. There are some rhetorical, sentences that should be introduced to the student linguistically. After we are sure that the student have got or acquired that kind of the theory manually, then we try to introduce them how to use the AI, and the product of AI should be analyzed. So my test, for example, in the final test or midterm test, I also give some of the products of the AI, and my instruction in that the test, I ask the student to revise or to edit or to give comment which part is the correct one, which part is not correct. Yeah, this is my. So the teacher should also change their way how to write the test. If you test, for example, can you mention how, why? Oh, this is very, very dangerous, because they will ask the AI and they will be answered correctly. Yeah. So never introduce the AI directly, but give the theory conceptually about the linguistic theory of writing. Yes, this is the my way of avoiding the threats to originality and creativity. And the next one is that dealing with the ethical. Yes, actually, I wrote this article in the Philippines. I give some of the example, for example, the way how to make sure that actually the students, yeah, or not the students, yeah, all the researchers around the world, yeah, do not cheat the publishers or the advisor of the thesis based on the AI. So give the guidelines for responsible AI usage. And this guideline can be used for making a prompt. So the prompt is good whenever we understand the theory of, for example, how to write an essay. Writing an essay is blah, 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 blah. There are some theories. I do not want to tell you about this. And that kind of step of the writing theoretically using our real theory based on linguistic theories can be used for the prompt. Thus, our guideline here dictate the AI. So AI are dictated by us. I always dictate AI, so I'm not dictated by AI, and therefore teach the students, especially, I wonder, especially the student and all of the researchers around the world who are not from the language education or linguistics studies. If they just use AI, then they do not know the process, how AI can produce that kind of good writing and so on and so forth. Institution implementing AI policies, example, UNESCO area. Well, not only UNESCO, our government in Indonesia has already issued a year ago the guidelines of or regulation or regulation of using AI. You can download that kind of the institutions implementing AI policies issued by the Indonesia government, especially from the higher education division or LLDP. Importance of human AI collaboration in research. Yes. In this case, I still have an idea whether sooner or later, I want to have a group of or organization, especially relying on this kind of the last one here. So hopefully we can also have globally, not only nationally, in order we can kind of coordination how to make the human AI, the human writing, the human writing, not the exactly by copy pasting. And the future of an AI in academic writing here. When I ask the AI, please give me, write me or draw me the future, how, for example, AI in academic writing, especially for education, universities, or school. And this is the picture. And this is the picture. If we look at the picture, the illustration, it means that it is still very helpful and beneficial. If we look at left side and the right side, abundance of piles of books, and some of the people around, in this case using Android, and in the center, but they are still active and producing the books in library like this. So AI as a co-writer, so not solo writer, but our friend. Why we have to dictate AI? In other words, don't be detected by AI. If we are detected by AI, then our critical thinking will lose and we are not human. And this is the example. So AI as a co-writer, not a solo writer, so that our friend, not a replacement also. So we are not replaced. I always, make ridiculous to the AI. Sometimes I always make the AI, more stupid than me. I test and then I said, no, it is not. But actually it is correct, but I said, no, it is not. And he still, the AI still give another answer. It is still wrong. It is still wrong. I always said, and then suddenly I stopped. Okay, your previous answer was quite wrong. But why you give me many times the following answer with differently, even I, because I didn't say that your answer is wrong, that your answer is not wrong. So the answer is not wrong, but I said, no, this is wrong. And then the AI give another answer. And I said, wrong. Another answer, wrong. And finally, it is far from my, expectation. And then I said to AI, actually, your first answer was actually right. But why did you give me another answer? As I said to you, it was wrong. Why couldn't you answer? Why couldn't you think that actually I was not was not a real answer to you? Yeah, so this is also very interesting. Yeah, so I always make AI ridiculous. Ridiculous. Yeah. I play the AI, so AI do not play me. Need for human oversight in AI assisted writing. Yes, so make human oversight. As I told you, understand the theory of writing first manually or theoretically based on the language education teaching or applied linguistics and so on and so forth. It is about writing. And then try to use AI and dictate the AI for writing. AI integration into academic integrity policy. Yes, this is also in our institution. So far, we have not yet got the regulation, for example, how to use AI ethically and so on. But our government in Indonesia have already issued, as I told you, you can download the regulation of AI usage by the LLDT or the higher education institution. So it is already, issued, and meaning that we can use it, but ethically. So don't just copy. And also the suggestion by Professor Dr. Karapetayn here, teachers should be, good at this before the students, especially the theory of writing, the theory of anything before using the AI. And yeah, this is using AI in writing ethically. Yeah, this is use AI as a tool, not a replacement. Again and again, don't be dictated, but dictate the AI by using our own theory of writing. AI should assist in brainstorming, structuring, refining ideas, not replace. Yes, refining and structuring AI is better than me. I tell you frankly. So frankly speaking, AI is even more concise and accurate than me in especially structuring and refining. AI.
Excuse me,
Yes,
Dr. Djuwari, you
yeah.
have 5 minutes left.
Okay, yeah. This is actually the last. So site generated content and then maintain academic integrity, the same as the previous one, and verify AI generated information by cross-check AI suggested data references and so on and so forth. So if you got, for example, all references given by the AI, now check in the Google Scholar whether the AI is existing in the Google Scholar. If it is not, then please omit it or delete it and use another one. And this is also an example. And the next one, the same, refine and output, respect ethical, disclose AI usage if required, enhance and don't over rely. Yes, dictate them. This is the illustration. So our mind is like wires, in our brain, but don't be dictated by AI. So the conclusion is that AI is a double-edged sword. Efficiency plus ethical concern. A responsible usage with academic integrity is a key, and therefore I give you some of the strategies encouraging critical engagement rather than blind dependence. Don't be dictated by AI. Thank you very much. Yeah, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yes, moderator. Yeah, I have.
Thank you, Dr. Djuwari, for impressive insight.
Many welcomes.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's now have Q&A session. For anyone who has question, please use raise hand feature on Zoom to ask directly to the speaker, or type your question in chat box and I will deliver it to the speaker.
Okay, let me check here. I
It
cannot
seems
find
that
any.
we've got questions from our participant,
Yes.
Mr. Miko Purnomo. For Mr. Miko Purnomo, the screen is yours.
Okay, thank you so much, moderator, for the second opportunity for me to giving question. Assalamualaikum, Djuwari sir. Actually, I was follow you on Facebook and I see that you have a very incredible experience and activities there. So yeah, it's very cool. Okay, Mr. Djuwari, actually, I want to know, based on your experience as an educator in college or in higher education, of course, you already teaching the students in the past when the AI not available until today, when AI is developed, how you can see finally the ability of the students when they face the examination, for example, when they follow the exam for their thesis, is the better the ability with learning with AI or just different? And please share to me, especially what's the difference of both. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Miko Purnomo. Well, I have been teaching for years, and naturally, when I was teaching writing before, the introduction of AI, yeah, actually, my student also progress their, their writing competency based on the theory I gave. Yeah, more or less, they at least achieve the learning outcome as stated in the lesson plan, and then therefore they pass the exam. And the period after using the AI, as I told you, I was worried. If I introduce the students directly, then it will be dangerous for them if they do not know exactly how the product of AI is processed in that way, in that best way. So I teach them using theory of writing. After they have already mastered the theory, for example, writing of essay or writing a paragraph, after I make sure that they already mastered, then I introduce the AI. And then after that, I give the product of the AI of writing without my prompt, without my prompt. So I do not ask the AI using my own prompt based on the theory. I just ask okay, I write a paragraph, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I write an essay about the topic, and the result I give to the student as a test in the final test or middle test. Please correct which one is wrong based on our theory that we have already learned. Then they could do it, meaning this is the evaluation level of, if we talk about the cognitive or domain of Bloom domain, for example, then using AI, I can also teach them of doing the level of evaluation rather than application. So this is Mr. Purnomo. I'm actually glad to see my student able to correct the product of AI that I instructed without my prompt. So if I ask the AI, please write a paragraph or please write an essay with a topic of blah, blah, blah. And the result is that I give the student, now please correct which one is wrong, which one is actually against our theory of an essay writing. That is, meaning the result of that, the grade is evaluation if we compare to the Bloom domain of cognitive, for example. Yeah, and this is interesting. This is interesting. My question is, this is for all, not only this forum. Yeah, my question is that if the teachers and the students here are not in English department or the language education, and they are introduced with the AI, this is very dangerous for our nation. This is dangerous for our nation. But for the teachers of language education, like the linguistics studies, they teach them how to write, they teach them the grammar and so on and so forth and so forth. They knew naturally how to write. That this is your question also so good, and this is becoming my burden in my mind. Yeah, especially those the students and teachers, researchers around the world who are not from language education. They just use the AI for making blah 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 so efficient and so on. So they do not think according to the real process of writing. Yes, that is Mr. Purnama. So in the question whether it is which one is better, in terms of the level of cognitive domain, the result is better today. That I could not do it very quickly a long time ago when there was not any AI. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Djuwari. To Mr. Miko. We hope that answers your question. Okay, the second question is from our participant from chat box. It is from Nuron Habibillah. May I read it for you, sir?
Oh yeah. If we write and use AI to earn some data, to get the data, to earn the data, yes, and sources, how many % of our writing chat claim that recognize as our own originality? Okay. Yes. Thank you, Mrs. Nuron, the participant, Nuron Habibillah.
Nuron Habibillah, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. You know that references that are given by the AI, yeah, in my based on my experience, yeah, about 70% to 60% are correct, and 30% are not. Why? I try to copy paste of the references quoted by the AI, and I search in the Google Scholar, and it is not there. This is, very exciting, and I'm also worried about that. And then, therefore, I deleted all of the text that is based on that quoted from that reference. And I try to find out by using Google Scholar, by copy pasting the statement that is being quoted, and then I find some, the most recent copyrighted of the references in Google Scholar, and that make the writing more original rather than just 100% concentrating on what is being selected by AI. This is dangerous. And I can give you the theory or the tactic how to make it more original. Yeah, so yes, that is why my question, especially those who do not know how to trace that kind of way, then they send their publication, or for example, if it is thesis or dissertation, and they pass the examination by the advisors. Yeah, this is very dangerous. And I know the way how. Therefore, in another time, maybe we can also hold a kind of a workshop rather than a seminar. Why? Because this is my mind. I always thinking and worrying again and again, yeah, and wondering whether the students, who especially who are not from the English department, and they are introduced by the teacher or by themselves, finding by themselves using AI, but the result of their writing pass the exam or pass the defense and the thesis defense. But I can detect exactly this is AI or not. I can detect. Yeah, thank you. That is my answer.
Thank you for your answer, Dr. Djuwari. Okay, the last questions. It's from Miss Via on chat box.
On chat box, yeah, okay.
Is there any way for us as a students to avoid plagiarism by using AI, sir?
Okay. Well, this is also a good question. Why? Because we have to try, not being dictated by AI, but AI can be dictated by us. As long as the theory is based on our real theory of writing, meaning that we know the theory, and we write into a good prompt. The prompt is instruction to the AI. And then the result will be good. It is not based on the AI thought, but it is based on our theory. The prompt is based on our theory, and the result is good anyway. Then we try to revise. Why? By reading, by revising, we read, meaning we know what is actually done by the AI. Yes. So we have to use the prompt. I cannot answer, for example, whenever you ask the AI, the prompt is not based on the theory of writing. For example, in the theory of writing of in applied linguistics, blah, 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 blah. And then you just rely on that. And that is dangerous. That is dangerous. And this is actually our concern. And my big concern is this. I want to invite, especially in our organization next time, to talk about this, how to make them aware of this. Because if they are just relying on the result of the efficiency and the fast way of writing an article based on the AI without our own prompt based on the theory, then it is dangerous. Yes. This is a big concern. Thank you.
Okay, once again, thank you for your answers, Dr. Djuwari.
My pleasure.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we end this session, I would like to say thank you so much from my deepest heart to Dr.Drs Djuwari M.Hum for spending time to attend this webinar. And for that, we would like to give you an award in the form of certificate of appreciation for being our speaker today. And the certificate of appreciation will be presented by Dr. Navia MPT. For the first, with honor, we would like to invite Dr. Djuwari and Dr. Navia to the main screen.
Okay, thank you very much. I would like to say thank you very much to Dr. Djuwari M.Hum for your valuable contribution, insightful presentation, and dedication as keynote speaker in our event. Thank you for your sharing time, experience, and knowledge with us. I will give you certificate to appreciate you as a keynote speaker today.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And here we are. Last but not least, the last presentation, which will be delivered by our third speaker, Professor Dr. Rania Lampou from Greece.
Well, greetings from Greece, from Athens. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, esteemed colleagues, dear students, faculty members, all participants, it's my great pleasure and honor to welcome you all, me too, to this great international webinar on AI. And of course, I would like to congratulate all the organizers of Unusa University. And of course, I would like to thank you for the kind invitation. Should I start?
Before we start the presentation, allow me to read your curriculum vitae, Professor.
Yes, of course.
Allow me to inform you that Prof. Dr. Rania Lampou is a multi-awarded global educator, STEM instructor, ECT teacher trainer, researcher, and international speaker from Greece. She works at the Greek Ministry of Education in the Directorate of Educational Technology and Innovation, developing STEAM projects for Greek schools, and is also a STEAM instructor at the Greek Astronomy and Space Company. Professor Lampou has received over 200 national and international awards, including the Global Teacher Award 2020, 2021, and 2022, and recognition as a Global Teacher Prize finalist 2019. She integrates STEM with astronomy, physics, and language teaching, leading international projects aligned with the UN Sustainable Development Goals, and authoring scientific books for children. She is also a social activist, an editorial board member, and a frequent international speaker contributing extensively to education and research worldwide. With her expertise and dedication, Prof. Dr. Rania Lampou continues to make a significant impact on global education. Therefore, with honor, let me invite Professor Lampou to the main screen.
Yes, thank you so much. Before starting sharing my slides, I want just to mention that we stand at the intersection of a revolution in how we approach learning, how we approach research and writing, and the incorporation of AI into academic writing has opened up new frontiers, making research more accessible, assisting in language translation, improving writing efficiency, allowing for a more thorough engagement with complex topics. And so today I'm going to focus on how we can enhance academic writing in the spirit of the previous speakers, how we will explore all these amazing tools that we have at our disposal. Of course, questions about academic integrity and the value of human creativity have sparked essential debates even here. But beyond these challenges, AI, we could say, that provides also opportunities for inclusion, enable those for whom, for example, English is a second language or who face other barriers to writing, to have access to tools that can level the playing field. So allow me to share my presentation because I have a lot to say today. I don't know now if it's visible. Is my presentation visible now?
Yes.
Yes, Prof.
And can you see also the change of slides? Can you see the change of slides?
Yes, Prof. We can see it.
Okay, thank you. So according to Max Terman, human life is a process that takes its complexity and replicate. And actually, human life has developed through 3 stages: a biological stage, where it's hardware, software evolved; a technical stage 2.0, where we can design our software through learning; and now Life 3.0, the technological stage, where we can design our hardware, becoming the master of our own destiny. Our intelligence is what makes us human. AI is an extension of this quality. We talk about, on one hand, deterministic systems, which can take over routine actions. On the other hand, more complex and completely autonomous systems. And of course, here we talk about also specific general AI. General AI is a synonym, we could say, to super intelligence. So we talk about more fully developed coins. It's harder to predict what effects this technology will have on individuals, so predictability is one main characteristic. In AI, especially in the field of research, is very important. First of all, we need to mention about the issues of quality assurance. The black box dilemma. What is the black box dilemma? Is the fact that these machines jump to conclusions without knowing how. I mean that we don't know the inner workings of the solutions that they give. So one of the main problems of AI is the black box dilemma. This has to do with the lack also of transparency. And Of course, the question of biases, the fair access to data, more and more companies nowadays are trying to take over the majority of data. So this is, of course, a threat to what we call democratization of data. Worldwide, there's a decline in research productivity, and that's why policymakers try to improve the quality of education. And that's why AI here is now is integrated in the research field in order to help improve the quality of data, to support learning between humans and machines, try to leverage new data sources, such as, for example, social media, the future applications, technology diversity, adoption of new tools. Of course, we mentioned before about ethical dilemmas. I want to say here, for example, if you want to conduct research about social media and you want to use AI tools. So what is happening here? You will use, you will leverage the data from social media profiles, which are of course publicly displayed, but they contain at the same time private information. So it is ethical or unethical to use AI tools in this way. So throughout your research journey, you're going to face, to encounter a lot of ethical dilemmas. That's why you need to always be in contact with the AI ethic reviews boards that actually exist in every university, and be aware of ethical guideline frameworks. So the benefits of AI in research, the AI, of course, will liberate time for researchers, will increase scientific reasoning, boost diversity. AI technologies will reconfigure the organization, the whole structure of the science base. We talk about more innovation, more innovative tools, and they can help us in every step, at every stage of our research paper. Whether it is in the lab or it can help us writing research articles at every stage, or to help us spot the high impact journal publication, the streamlined experimentation, with, of course, data analysis, literature review is going to see, and of course, journal publication and thesis. So with all aspects here of all the stages of our research, AI is very useful in experimental design, for example, in specific research fields, in accelerating scientific discovery, in peer reviews we're going to see in publishing, with hypothesis generation, data collection, etc. Of course, we need to master what we call the art of prompt engineering, because the way we communicate and the way we contextualize information, the way we interact with the machine, this will, of course, define the quality of the answers that we get. So AI as a tool for writing. AI tools can significantly assist researchers in generating initial drafts or brainstorming ideas for academic papers by leveraging their ability to process large amounts of information quickly, provide diverse perspectives, and offer structured suggestions. For example, there are AI tools that can assist in brainstorming ideas by suggesting relevant topics, highlighting emerging trends, or identifying underexplored areas of research based on current literature. So AI can help refine research questions by synthesizing existing research, identifying gaps, and suggesting questions that are both innovative and relevant. So if a researcher is unsure of the research direction, then they could input a general subject or keywords, which would generate a list of potential topics, often suggestions and questions to explore, or give relevant themes based on recent studies in this field. With literature review, AI tools can quickly scan vast databases and summarize existing literature on specific topic, making it, of course, easier for researchers to understand the current state of the field. So AI tools can automatically identify key papers that should be included in the literature review, they extract critical information, such as research methods or findings or conclusions. So we can use, for example, connected papers. It's a tool or semantic scholar to visualize at the same time how academic papers are connected and identify influential work in our area of interest. We can assist the researchers in structuring their arguments, refining the logic of the paper. We can suggest coherent ways to organize key ideas, identify potential areas where more evidence or explanation is needed. For example, these models can create hypotheses based on a given dataset or a set of research questions, helping the researcher to explore various potential angles for their paper. So if a researcher is developing a thesis on the effects, for example, of climate change on agriculture, AI could generate a variety of subtopics, for example, economic impacts, and suggest ways to integrate them into the main thesis. Tools like ProWriting Aid or Grammarly can help researchers with initial drafting of papers by suggesting sentence structures, refining the clarity of writing, and enhancing overall readability. So this assistance can provide content generation support by expanding on the initial ideas, proposing relevant academic language, and even providing paragraph-length drafts based on specific prompts. These tools can assist social researchers in analyzing complex data sets and generating visualizations such as graphs, tables, and charts, as I mentioned before. Tableau, Python libraries can quickly analyze data sets and suggest how to best to represent the findings in visual formats. About citation, it's very useful because there are tools, most popular tools are Zotero, EndNote, Mendeley can help researchers manage references and generate citations in the correct academic format. So these tools can also automatically suggest relevant references based on the content being written, ensuring that the researcher is up to date with the most current and relevant literature. AI can help also researchers adjust the tone of their writing to be more formal, more academic, or suited to the target journal or conference. It can suggest, for example, revisions for improving clarity, coherence, and flow of arguments. It can also offer language translation services for researchers working in multilingual contexts, helping to reach a broader audience and communicate findings more effectively. Of course, tools like Turnitin or Copyscape can help researchers ensure the originality of the writing by scanning their drafts for similarities with published content. So plagiarism detection tools. These tools can flag potential areas of concern where proper citations may be required. So allowing researchers to fix any issues before submissions. Before submitting any paper, you need to scan your draft using tools like Turnitin and Copyscape. These tools also help manage writing workflows by setting deadlines, reminding researchers of their success, of their progress so far, suggesting tasks to complete based on the current progress. Of course, AI can engage in question answering interactions, helping researchers refine their ideas or clarify doubts about specific academic topics. These tools play a transformative role. So far, we have said about brainstorming ideas, generating initial drafts, organizing literature reviews, analyzing data, and managing citations. So what is happening now, in particular with literature review, we can automate the process of searching academic databases based on specific keywords on research questions. So AI can identify the most relevant papers and articles for inclusion in the literature review, and AI can go beyond keyword matching to understand the context and semantic meaning of the query, ensuring that it retrieves the most pertinent papers. And systems like connected papers that I mentioned before can help researchers find key papers that are connected to their area of research. So these systems map out networks of related work, and they can suggest papers that might not have been found through traditional search methods. These tools can automatically also summarize research papers by extracting key points, findings, methodology, conclusions. So these summaries can provide a quick overview of papers without needing to read them through entirely. We can extract key terms, phrases, and topics from research papers using natural language processing techniques, and this helps identify the main themes of research areas covered by each paper. For example, topic modeling algorithm, LDA, a latent direct allocation. This can automatically group research papers into themes or topics, make it easier for researchers to organize the literature. So tools like Voyant tools or NVivo can perform keyword extraction, topic modeling, and content analysis to categorize and summarize large collections of academic articles or research papers. We can manage citations by automatically extracting citation details, authors, titles, journals, publication dates from academic papers. So it's very, it's actually very precious. And about comparative analysis, AI tools can actually compare research findings across multiple studies by identifying patterns, trends, and differences in methodologies, results, or interpretations. So this comparison can be crucial in synthesizing existing research, identifying gaps. Tools like Research Rabbit can visualize relationship between papers, showing how different studies are related to each other based on findings, methodologies, conclusions, which simplifies the process of comparative analysis. We can help identify the gaps in the literature by analyzing all the trends in published work. So trend analysis features can highlight emerging research topics and areas where the literature is lacking. Tools like SiteSpace or VozViewer can help visualize research gaps and trends by mapping out clusters of research topics and highlighting areas with limited or no research coverage. There are tools that can use clustering algorithms to group related papers into categories based on similarities in topics, methodologies, or findings. And this is particularly helpful for organizing a large volume of papers into manageable themes for the literature review. So automated synthesis and meta-analysis also, we can assist with systematic reviews by automating the synthesis of research findings across a range of studies. We can use text mining techniques to extract valuable information from unstructured text, such as research papers or articles. This could include identifying recurring themes or theme concepts or terms that are crucial for the literature review. And very interesting, what we call sentiment analysis. Sentiment analysis can be applied to assess the tone of a paper or evaluate how authors discuss certain topics, which can help in understanding the direction of research or contentious areas in the field. Tools like Leximancer can conduct sentiment analysis and extract themes from large volumes of academic papers, helping researchers identify dominant narratives or trends in the literature. Of course, the systems can summarize its paper's main findings. It can also provide recommendations on which papers are most important or influential for inclusion in the review based on the relevance or citation frequency. Tools like Scribe, which integrate Google Scholar, can suggest essential papers and provide concise summaries that include critical findings and or research questions for further investigation. So we can improve writing quality. We have already discussed about the strengths, but now it's important to mention about the challenges also. AI tools may sometimes generate incorrect or incomplete citations, especially if the underlying database or the research source is incomplete or has not been updated. So researchers must manually verify the accuracy of citations. Of course, writing assistants are effective at improving writing quality by suggesting improvements, as I mentioned before, in grammar, in punctuation, sentence structure, readability, which enhances the clarity and the flow of the paper. But at the same time, these tools may not always maintain contextual or disciplinary appropriateness in writing. So academic writing in specialized fields often requires a deeper understanding of jargon and field-specific terminology, which AI may not always handle effectively. So this means that AI might oversimplify or modify the sentence structure in a way that reduces the complexity or depth of ideas critical to academic writing. That's why human experts are very important. While AI can suggest improvements, it may struggle with understanding what? With understanding the deeper logical relationships between complex ideas or theories. So the coherence of the overall argument in academic paper often requires a human expert insight into the subject matter. So AI tools typically rely on algorithm patterns which may lead to superficial structuring that doesn't fully align with the nuanced academic argumentation required in research papers. And of course, these tools can help us maintain the rigorous argumentation, but at the same time, they lack the critical thinking skills required to analyze data, to interpret results, or evaluate competing theoretical perspectives, which are essential to maintaining the depth and originality of academic arguments. It helps us with the fast-checking, which help identify the most relevant recent literature. But these tools do not inherently verify the factual accuracy of the content they generate. I mean that they may generate content based on learned data, which may contain outdated, incomplete, or even incorrect information. So AI cannot replace the critical process of peer review or the detailed evaluation of primary sources that researchers must conduct in order to ensure that claims are accurate, especially in cutting-edge or highly specialized fields. These tools can assist with reducing bias in the language use, but we all know that the main problem of AI models is that many times can reflect the biases present in the training data that they were exposed to. If the underlying data includes bias or outdated or skewed information, this can be reproduced in the writing generated by AI. So these tools can lack the nuanced understanding of diverse perspectives, which is essential for addressing complex research questions from multiple angles in academic writing. They help us with consistent formatting, but these tools may not always account for the specific formative requirements of all academic journals or conferences, because AI may struggle with complex formatting needs, such as generated accurate mathematical equations or handle multidisciplinary formatting conventions. And about language, of course, they excel at correcting grammar, spelling, and syntax errors, which improves the readability of academic papers. However, these tools can sometimes misunderstand or incorrectly alter sentences, especially when there is a complex sentence structure or field-specific terminology involved. So AI might simplify or misinterpret technical jargon. So what I want to say here is that academic writing often involves what we call nuanced or domain-specific language, which AI may not always accurately apply in the context. Of course, about the grammar we mentioned before, it can help us enhance sentence structure, avoid overuse of passive voice, so they can help us on this, offer tailored recommendations for specific writing issues, help us detect and correct the common writing pitfalls, optimize punctuation, etc., ensuring consistency in tone and style, improve word choice and precision. And very interesting is if we talk about the structural coherence, because here, for example, we can suggest improvements in organization by detecting issues like inconsistent paragraph structure or poorly placed sections or repetitive content. Again, here, there are some limitations, because while AI tools can handle basic structural suggestions, such as rearranging paragraphs or suggesting logical section breaks, they struggle with more complex, what we call discipline-specific structures. For example, understanding the optimal placement of literature reviews, theoretical frameworks, or newest argument sections, this requires expert knowledge and is often beyond AI's current capabilities. So AI, we can say tools cannot truly understand how abstract concepts should be integrated or presented within a research paper, and they may not be able to fully grasp subtle shifts in an argument or theoretical approach that should shape the overall structure. AI can assist with the overall flow of ideas by suggesting, for example, transitions between sections and paragraphs. Some tools flag weak transitions and suggest phrases to help link disparate ideas and make the progression more coherent. It can identify inconsistent terminology also, or vague language that disrupts logical flow, recommending clearer and more precise wording that keeps the argument on track. However, there are again limitations because detecting logical inconsistencies within an argumentation chain is difficult for AI. So we talk about complex argumentation, we talk about the contextual understanding. Logical flow often hinges on the ability to understand the broader context of the argument and how individual pieces of evidence contribute to the overall thesis. So AI lacks the critical thinking required to evaluate how well the evidence fits into the larger narrative, especially in complex interdisciplinary research. And of course, AI might miss subtleties like circular reasoning or gaps in argumentation, where a paper seems to argue in circles or fails to logically support its conclusions with evidence. AI cannot evaluate the strength or depth of an argument in the same way an expert in the field can. So research papers often involve, we know, sophisticated theoretical frameworks or application of complex methodologies, which AI tools are not equipped to fully understand or assess for logical consistency. So in-depth analysis of arguments, it's always assured by human experts. And of course, as we talk about contextual flow, AI can highlight the consistencies in conceptual flow, such as abrupt shifts in topic or undergrounded statements that break the connection between paragraphs or sections. However, advanced integration of ideas is a skill that requires expert insight, which AI does not possess. For example, linking a theoretical framework with empirical findings often requires a nuanced understanding contextual judgment that AI lacks. And of course, integration of complex multifaceted ideas in a coherent manner often requires a degree of synthesis that goes beyond simply text analysis. The AI can also propose specific revisions. They offer high-level suggestions or overall coherence, but at the same time, they are limited in terms of critical reasoning. With peer review, it can help us to flag issues related to logical inconsistencies, but at the same time, they cannot replace the peer review process where experts in the field can evaluate the logical flow, the strength of arguments based on a deep understanding of the subject matter. So subjective judgment about the logical progression of ideas or the persuasive strength of an argument is often beyond AI capacities. Human reviewers bring a level of expertise in critical thinking that AI tools are not equipped to replicate. So AI can be used to ensure the writing is aligned with specific academic formats, such as citation style, so it can help us with automating citation generation, with ensuring consistency in citation style, with the formatting in text citations, with the conversion, with the reference list and bibliography formatting, with error detection, with plagiarism, of course, as I mentioned before, and particularly in peer review process, how we can streamline the paper review process in academic publishing while maintaining fairness and transparency. This has to do with automating initial screening for relevance quality, so content and scope matching, evaluate whether submitted manuscripts align with the general scope and focus, the plagiarism detection, the grammar style enhancement, consistency checks, so efficient manuscript formatting. This helps us with reviewer selection. I mean, the algorithm can be trained to recommend appropriate reviewers based on factors like their past publications or areas of expertise and historical review performance. They can be employed to flag potential conflicts of interest between authors and reviewers by cross-referencing databases of authorship, institutional affiliations, previous collaborations. Help us with the bias detection, with performance monitoring. We can monitor reviewer performance over time. Of course, we talk about real-time feedback. Always they help us with, once reviews are submitted, AI can summarize the key points from multiple reviews to provide clear and consistent feedback to authors, highlighting common concerns and make it easier for authors to revise their work with reviewer comments. This ensures, of course, transparency in the review process because they provide an audit trail that tracks reviewer assignments, comments, and revisions, and this increases accountability, ensuring that decisions are well documented and can be revisited if it's necessary, but it could support also open peer review. So we talk about data-driven insights, and trend identification can help us to improve the reviewer quality, and ensure, of course, the confidentiality. Of course, one of the main challenges, on the other hand, is how to maintain the human governance, as we say, the human oversight, the corrective bias, the lack of transparency, many times, the ethical considerations. So the risks have to do usually with this, with the conflict of interest, with the opacity of AI decision-making, with the lack of human contact and nuance, with bias, viewer selection. And we mentioned before about AI citation. What is interesting is that AI can map and analyze citation networks, identifying key relationships between academic papers, authors, journals, institutions. But at the same time, it can track and evaluate patterns in the citation behavior of academic papers to identify authors that consistently produce highly cited work. It can help us also identify the influential authors or institutions and predict. We talk about citation prediction models, models like random forest or support vector machines, or more advanced deep learning networks can actually predict which papers will receive a high number of citations over time based on early citation data, authors' previous work, or institutional affiliation. Semantic analysis, also it's very interesting with NLP techniques that can analyze the context in which papers are cited, providing a deeper understanding of how influential research is shaping academic conversations. And cross-disciplinary analysis help us visualizing citation impact, analyze citation velocity. AI can measure citation velocity. What is citation velocity? The rate at which a paper receives citations over time. So high citation velocity may indicate growing influence or relevance in a particular field. And AI can track this in real time, providing up-to-date insights on the popularity of academic research. It helps us with the manuscript formatting and submission, so it can predict emerging research trends through tropic modeling, text mining, through real-time monitoring of research publications, predicting technological advancements, innovation. And of course, the benefits of these tools have to do with time efficiency, with streamlined submission process, with compliance of all with general requirements, support for multiple journals, error detection, quality control. And of course, it can help us to adhere with specific deadlines of academic journals. So this always is related with what we call the ethical implications. Already speakers have mentioned about the risk sort of reliance, limitations, and creativity. So what I want to say here, remember something, some tips now. Most of these tools can process visual input. Many of these tools offer vague summaries and recommendations. There is a limited understanding of the content. Sometimes there is a lack of citation, total lack of citation and validation. There is a complete inaccurate or offensive information. Of course, the case of bias, the privacy risks. So what you want to see, if you want to submit a paper, the first thing you need to do is to check if the journal or if educational institutions allow the use of AI tools, because this is not allowed by all universities. So the first is this. The second is to be always in contact with the ethical review board, the ethical committee, which will guide you. and inform them that we're going to use these tools. You check about publication, about the terms of use, and you check about the reliability of the sources. You locate the source provided, cross-check with other reliable, reputable sources which also confirm the information, and of course, try to validate this AI-generated content. Some of these tools, we're going to explore this, just to mention. For example, if you want to use ChatGPT, remember that there is a limited control over output, there's a lack of interpretability, consistency, variability. And here you need to make always a citation. For every AI tool you use, you need to cite or reference in the text or list of reference. For example, you can describe how you use the tool in your method section or in another section of your paper. And in your text, you need to provide the prompt you use and then any portion of the relevant text that was generated in response. What I'm going to say here is that you need to give the document the exact text which was created, because ChatGPT will generate a unique response in each chat session, even if we give it the same prompt. So you need to make a citation like this. OpenAI, ChatGPT, you need to be very careful about the citations and the references when we use these tools. Other tool, consensus engine that helps researchers to find relevant papers. A cite system, a tool that helps researchers to find, read, and understand scientific literature. And Elicit to generate ideas, find relevant information. Insightful, so many tools that you can use for data analysis. Atlas tool, Atlas is a very interesting, important tool for data analysis. Scholarly, Research Rabbit, I can give you a whole list if you want at the end. Typeset, Trinka for finding research gaps, Litmus, Powdery, for every step, BTAI for fast checking, for spelling and grammar. Many options that you have here for article summaries, SciSpace, ProfHub, WordWise, Killbot that already for Djuwari I mentioned, the literature review tools, and here you can see some writing tools, iWriter, Himata, Genie, PaperPal, SudoWrite, Textero, WordTune, Spices, Writeful, WriteSonic, grant writing tools and Grantable, and many other tools that we can explore and use always ethically, wisely, and responsibly. Of course, there are collaborative also tools for researchers, collaborative platforms for data sharing and experimentation like Kaggle, Jupyter Notebooks, Google Colab, AI assisting writing paper generations, iNote, Writeful, for visualization, for communication network platforms, well-known ResearchGate, Overleaf. So explore also for educators and teachers. Systematic School is a very popular platform, at least here in Europe, which contains over 60 tools for AI use in the classroom. And it's very interesting because it offers also certification. So you can attend some courses, and after you can receive a certification at various levels, beginners or more advanced, etc. So many tools. Here you can see for enhancing student engagement, for administrative efficiency. We talk about education now, Ubuntu, for mental health of students. For English language teachers, Duolingo, Memrise, Mondly, Pronouns, KPAI, language tutor, TalkFace, SpeakFit, Yodlee, as a free speech coach that offers personalized feedback and analysis of public speaking, Zaplingo, conversely, Talkberry, Lingostar. So in the future, what we expect is, of course, to have more accurate, specific link referencing, better user experience, reliability, more accurate, trustworthy promotional claims. And of course, we already mentioned that AI can help us with encouraging writing habit formation, with tailoring writing exercises, skill development. how this supports multilingual researchers, how it can assist with structure organizing ideas. At the same time, we mentioned about the limitations, that there is a case of reliability of sources, the superficial analysis and lack of depth, the inability to generate original thought, the lack of deep understanding, the plagiarism and structural and focused outputs. The adoption barriers has to do usually with misalignment with academic writing standards, lack of familiarity, lack of technical expertise sometimes, the case of quality and reliability of AI-generated content, the over-reliance on AI, and erosion of writing skills. So what we need to do is to integrate ethical AI training into the curriculum, promote critical engagement with these tools, clarify the ethical limits and boundaries of AI use in writing, focus on maintaining academic integrity, encourage AI ethical development and usage, encourage ethical reflection, dialogue, and support faculties with ethical AI training. Usually they ask, students ask, what kind of activities can we design and apply in the classroom to promote critical thinking in the classroom using AI tools without undermining critical thinking? You can use AI for research projects, for problem-solving challenges, organize, for example, debate and incubation with AI-generated prompts. You can also organize art creative projects with AI, scenario analysis. So it's up to you how you will use all this. So AI can become a main component of graduate and postgraduate writing programs in the future, because this encourages collaboration across disciplines, this enhances research efficiency and quality, fosters critical thinking, and prepares students for the future of research. There are all these debates about ChatGPT. In some countries is banned, and I want to say here also share with you. Was last year in a conference in Europe. And you know, Sweden, for example, Sweden and Finland. Finland is one of the best, has one of the best educational systems in the world. Is one of the most tech-savvy countries. Sweden had integrated digital technologies already in the preschool age. So now, last year, they announced that we're going to ban digital technology from preschool, and they're going to reduce, they have reduced already a lot the use of digital technologies in the classroom. And why? Because they have seen during this pilot period that students have started to lose the handwriting skills, their mathematical skills, the research skills. And
excuse me, Professor
yes.
Lampou, you have 5 minutes left.
Yes, I'm finishing. So, of course, banning something is not the solution. The solution is to find ways to help navigate this complex world of AI, to help students navigate this ethically, wisely, and responsibly, as I said before. And we're talking about a period when the European Union here invests over 2 billion for educational institutions who are going to implement programs on AI. So it was a shock, it was a bomb in the European Union, and other countries follow the same paradigm. So we need to be very careful about this. We need to give guidelines for the ethical use, for example, ChatGPT, how to combine it, for example, with in class oral assignments, both possibly oral assignments, develop new courses that are specifically less designed for ChatGPT, use of the plagiarism detectors, develop standard university protocols for dealing with plagiarized work, place a stronger focus on the human interactions in the classroom, and what future innovations in AI could further transform education. Of course, we talk about more intelligent tutoring systems, more AI-generated content, curriculum design, augmented reality, virtual reality is here also to help, blockchain, AI career pathways and guidance, emotion-aware AI. This will be a future innovation. Predictive analytics for student success in AI already is happening with Ubud and other apps for mental health and well-being. Lastly, the last part of AI ethics, a subfield of applied ethics, has to do with how we can improve our quality of life, how AI could not harm, how AI can lead to a betterment of the society. So reduce this as an aid always, not a substitute, as Dr. Djuwari said. Start with introductory workshops on AI tools, teach responsibly use, and create assignments around AI assisting writing. Incorporate multilingual tools for diverse students, create a framework for AI ethics discussions, encourage students to research, explore all these tools, provide comprehensive training, offer inclusive access. That's why we talk about AI inclusive how they should be accessible to all and free for all, monitor and evaluate AI tool effectiveness, and of collaboration between AI and human writers. Of course, it's something that will teach research, data ethics, and accountability, and this requires how to create AI ethics committees support services. Of course, there is a gap so far between research ethics and AI research because so far the standards mostly rely on ethical values rather than concrete normative and legal regulations. We need more regular, more frameworks, research ethics boards and committees, and all these principles of AI ethics that you need to be aware of. It's safety, security, validity, diversity, inclusion, fairness, accessibility, responsibility, explainability, validity, informed consent, very important, and benefits risk assessment. This has to do with the framework of Belmont principles, which focus on autonomy, beneficence, moral maleficence, and justice. All these frameworks that we need to explore here, the role of UNESCO, of AI, Microsoft also has launched some ethical guidelines, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, and trustworthy AI, for example, in Europe, should be lawful, ethical, robust, because this has to do with social, environmental well-being, with accountability, with transparency, with human rights, the freedom of individual, the principle of respect for human autonomy. So far, the main camps in this controversy related with technoskepsis, digital utopians, beneficial AI movement. And before concluding, I want to say that the philosopher Luciano Floridi said that Copernicus showed that we are not at the center of the universe. Darwin showed that we are not at the center of the biosphere. Freud showed that we are not at the center of the psychosphere, and Turing showed that we are not at the center of the infosphere. Or these discoveries, all these cumulative blows didn't happen in one day or in 1 year. It took centuries for humanity to embrace the new innovation. The same happened here with AI. Every major AI in existence today is domain specific. Remember this. On the other hand, human intelligence is domain general. It's the biggest difference that you need to have in mind. So artificial intelligence is a tool and not for threat. Thank you very much for your attention and for any question here to discuss.
Thank you to Professor Lampou for your impressive insight. Ladies and gentlemen, let's now have Q&A session. For anyone who has questions, please use raise hand feature on Zoom to ask directly to the speaker, or type your question in chat box and I will deliver it to the speaker.
Yes, I think Farouk Ahmad has raised.
Okay, Mr. Farouk, the main screen is yours.
You are muted, Mr. Farouk. You are muted.
Thank you, moderator, for giving me time and floor. And also, I am thankful to Mr. Rania Lampou from Greece for such a wonderful, soundful, and very good presentation on how we can use AI when we are better equipped through various skills and technologically, academically, and various and through other innovative skills. My question is that when I write something, I am basically from the field of international relations, and I work on civilizational level, that there are various civilizations in the world, how in the future they are going to interact, like Muslim civilization, Western civilization, Chinese civilization, which civilization will go more powerful in the future. And when I write something on these civilizations regarding their geopolitics, such articles get published in local newspapers, local journals of my country. But when I want to send my articles or my research papers to reputed international journals of international relations, but here I face a lot of difficulties. My papers there don't get published due to various reasons, like a lack of proper research, lack of proper wording, and the topic is how I can improve my writing, especially the research writing, so that my article or the research paper get published in a reputed journal of international relations. Please, how I can use AI for that or any other improvements? Or if there is any research paper from Greece on international relations, so that you can also help me.
Yes, yes, of course,
Sometimes I
definitely.
also write on Turkey as well as Greece relations.
Yes, yes, thank
Turkey
you.
as well as Greece relations. There is some sort of
Yes,
friction between the two countries.
thank you,
I
thank you.
write on that also.
Already I have mentioned about in my presentation that AI helps us improve research writing, and this involves refining clarity, coherence, credibility, and overall effectiveness in communicating ideas. So some criteria to help elevate research writing is, of course, first, the clarity precision. This includes how to avoid ambiguity, to be specific, avoid vague statements, how to use simple language, to choose clear, concise words without unnecessary jargon, how to avoid wordiness, eliminate redundant or filler words that don't add value, how to use active voice, because active voice makes writing clearer, more direct. If we talk about logical structure, organization, the main research question or thesis should be clearly stated early in introduction. Each section follows a logical flow: introduction, methodology, results, discussion, conclusion. This should follow logical progression. Use clear transitions to connect ideas between sections and paragraphs. Begin each paragraph with a topic sentence that sets the main idea. And of course, for evidence and support, you need to cite always credible sources. I mentioned before that AI tools can help us with this, but we need to cross-check with other reliable and reputable sources if the information provided is correct and valuable. So support your claims with citations from reputably peer-reviewed sources. Don't forget to make citations. Even for AI tools, I mentioned before that we need to create a citation to check, of course, if it is allowed by the journal they want to submit to. You need to present balanced arguments, present both sides of any argument fairly, and use evidence to substantiate your stance, your position. Avoid bias, be objective, avoid personal opinions unless specifically warranted by the research approach. Use always relevant data. All claims and conclusions should be backed by relevant and current data or empirical evidence. Use critical analysis, original thought. AI is not good at this. That's why I mentioned that we need human experts, especially reviewers. Don't just present data. You need to analyze and explain its significance in relation to your research question. Then go beyond summarizing existing literature by comparing and contrasting different studies, or by identifying gaps or areas for further research. You need to synthesize literature and clearly articulate what your research adds to the existing body of knowledge, why your research is original. That's the main idea. What you want to offer in your research? What is the quality, the high originality of your research? So proper citation, try to avoid the plagiarism, always provide proper attribution where using others' ideas or data to avoid plagiarism, make sure that all sources are cited in the text are included in the reference list and vice versa. By introduction, pay attention to the introduction. The introduction should provide context, explain the research question, outline the paper's goal or hypothesis, and also, at the same time, the conclusion should summarize the main findings, answer the research question, and suggest implication or areas for future study. So we talk about, if you follow these guidelines, I mean, you prepare a draft which has a coherence and cohesion. So we talk about unified writing, ensure that all parts of the paper align with the central research question or thesis. Then there is a consistency in tone and tense. So you try to maintain a consistent formal tone and follow established convention for past and present tense, for example, and you try to link ideas using logical connectors to show relationship between ideas. If you avoid repetitions, if you summarize efficiently the data, the findings, if you use short sentences to make the text easier to read and understand, if you use effectively the visuals You'll be very careful about relevant tables or figures. Ensure that all visuals are currently labeled. They're cited, they're referenced in the text. If you check for grammar, spelling, you seek for feedback also. If you follow all these submission guidelines and ensure compliance with ethical guidelines, I think you won't have any problem. I don't know if I have replied. Of course, I mentioned before that there are so many tools. I can give you a list if you want already presented over 100 tools that can help us in every stage of our research paper. Other tools are great for brainstorming, for give us idea. Others for identifying the research gap. Others for summarize. Others for synthesize. And others for literature review. Others, but it depends on us on how you will use them and how, of course, we will make a citation of how we use them in our method section or in our thesis under final draft. Yes, I don't know if it's clear.
Okay, Mr. Farouk, we hope that answers your question. And the second question is for participant from chat box from Miss A. Romatoni. May I read it for you, Prof?
Of course, yes.
Okay. According to you, what is the recommended AI that appropriate with AI tools? For the example, recommended AI to look for topic of our writing and recommended AI for help understanding the material before start class. And any recommend AI for particularly function?
Okay, actually there are there's a variety of AI tools available that can support students in different phases of learning and writing without undermining creativity or critical thinking. So some tools for topic exploration, idea generation, which help students brainstorm topics or explore ideas or gain a general understanding of subject area before starting the writing, is, of course, GPT that you mentioned before, how to use it now. Ask GPT to suggest topics based on broad themes. Have it help outline points for an SEO research paper. Ask for explanation of key concepts and give you some ideas how to use it. Or Killbot, paraphrasing tool that can also help with summarizing material, refining topic ideas, and restructuring sentences for clarity. So how we can use Killbot? We can use it to summarize articles or papers, to paraphrase complex ideas, and generate variations of thesis statements or topics. Now there are tools for understanding material. You mentioned material before class. So Khan Academy is an education platform which is powered by AI. It's very popular, which provides personalized lessons on a wide range of topics, including math, science, history, etc. It's particularly useful for foundational concepts and tutorials before tackling advanced material. So how you can use it? You can watch tutorial videos, you can take quizzes on specific subjects, you can review lessons to prepare for an upcoming class. Another great tool is Socratic by Google. It's a homework help app that uses AI to explain concepts across subjects like math, literature, etc. So what you do here, by scanning questions or text, students can get step-by-step explanations and background information on topics. How you can use it? You can scan a question or a piece of text, and Socratic, the tool, will break down the concepts for easier understanding. So you can use it as a study guide to prepare for upcoming lessons. Another tool is Wolfram Alpha. Is a powerful a tool that can help students understand complex concepts, especially in engineering, science, etc. So what you do here, you enter a scientific problem, or that could be an equation, and Wolfram Alpha provides detailed step-by-step solution. This way, we can ask questions about complex topics to gain in-depth explanations. For tools for research and fact-checking, already I mentioned so many of Schematic Scholar, of course, Google Scholar, for Writing Assistant, Grammar Check, Grammarly, Hemingway Editor, For plagium detection, Turnitin is the most, and Copyscape, the most popular, and Quitext. Other tools for content summarization or taking is SMME. It's a simple tool that condenses long pieces of text. Otter AI is also a transcription tool that can turn lectures or discussions or readings into written text for easy reference later. There are tools for mind mapping. I forgot to mention an idea organization. For example, MindMeister that helps students organize their ideas to create brainstorming charts, structure essays, Miro. For everything, there is a wide variety of tools. I can give you one list later. It's very interesting to explore these tools as long as you use it, as I said before, ethically and wisely.
Thank you for your outstanding answer, Professor Lampou. Ladies and gentlemen, before we end this session, I would like to say thank you so much from my deepest heart to Prof. Dr. Rania Lampou for spending time to attend this webinar. And for that, we would like to give you an award in the form of a certificate of appreciation for being our speaker today. And the certificate of appreciation will be presented by Mrs. Tiasa Putri, SSMPT. For the first with honor, we would like to invite Prof. Lampou and Mrs. Tias to the main screen.
Yeah, thank you, moderator Noval. Okay, Dr. Rania, thank you so much for your nice presentation. It's very useful for the audience. Thank you so much for the knowledge that you shared to us. Yeah, thank you, Professor Rania. Yeah, it's very interesting.
Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity. A special thanks to Dr. Djuwari for the kind invitation.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah,
Thank you, Prof. Rania. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We have now reached the end of the presentation session with our three remarkable speakers. I sincerely thank all participants and delegates for joining this webinar. It has been an honor to serve as your moderator. See you at our next event. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Terima kasih, Mas Noval.
Sama-sama. And for my fellow student, Ryan, the host of the webinar, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Novel. Well, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to take in charge in the documentation session. To all participants, please turn on the camera. Okay, all can answer. For first page, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you. For the next page, please 1, 2, 3. Next page, please. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are excited to inform you about the upcoming essay writing competition as part of this webinar. This competition is a great opportunity for participants to showcase their writing skill and critical thinking, the influence of AI on writing, threat, or opportunity. Further details, including guidelines, deadlines, and submission procedures, have been shared on EDSA social media. We encourage all of you to take part and make the most of this opportunity. Before ending this webinar, let me thank all distinguished speakers and all participants. We hope that today's international webinar receives much blessings from God. Amen. Please don't forget to fill out the attendance list.
Okay, Dr. Lampou, thank you very much for meeting us here, and see you next time.
As you can see on the screen, the barcode, you can see the link from the barcode. Okay, we look forward to seeing you to the next webinar. As the host, I would like to express my sincere gratitude for your participants. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Unusa. Thank you so much. Thank you, audience. Assalamualaikum.